Okay. Good evening, all. Good evening, all. Good evening, all. Good evening, all. Um.
Good news, Mama.
Good news for what?
All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Honestly, I don't know what is going on, but I can't see comment. But instead of going back and forward on that, I'll just leave it. Good evening, all. Good evening, all. Good evening, all. Good evening, all. Um. How are we all doing? How is everything? Um. You are here. Thank you. I don't know what's wrong. I can't see comments, but I'll just go. Yeah, I can see this now. Thank you. Okay, you can see me. That's good. Um. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, um, I'm sure we have been. I actually I've been out and I've been busy all day, and then I just thought, okay, let me even look at what's going on the internet. Only for me to see on social media. Only for me to see two baba begging for help, and I thought, two baba begging for help. Why is he begging for help? What's the concerns? Of course, we know that is yes, I'm on YouTube. My YouTube is Aproko with Cruz. Um, let me get my YouTube. My YouTube link is on my Facebook page. My YouTube link is on my Facebook page. So if you go on my Facebook, you will see my YouTube link there. Yeah. Oh, you can hear me loud and clear. Thank you. Thank you. The link is there. It's on, I think it's Aproko with Cruz. So if you go on my YouTube, on my Facebook page, you see the YouTube there, the link there. Now, let's get down. Let's get straight into this thing. I actually want to talk about this is something that is quite passionate. I'm quite passionate about domestic abuse and response that men get. You know, there's this thing, and it's not. Yes, I'm live on YouTube. Rosemary Brown, I'm live on YouTube. So my YouTube link. Hold on, let me get the link. Just give me 1 minute. Please just bear with me, please. Someone is trying to get my YouTube link. Rosemary, that's my YouTube link there. Let me pin the comment. I've pinned it there. So that's my YouTube link there. Sorry about that. You know, there's that thing of men don't cry. There is that saying that, not just an African thing, because I've kind of like branched, back and forward to look at different blog sites. A lot of people are saying the God of Annie is fighting for Two-Face Baba. Fighting Two-Face Baba. Some people say na Annie head catch Two-Face. Some people said karma came early. People have different opinions about what is going on. Some people are saying that that the Freeze had the opportunity, he could have saved him or he could have responded. Like I said, the show I did on them, I am of the opinion that the Freeze has a duty of care, and he has a duty to safeguard. Hey, talk about how you did. That the Freeze has a duty to safeguard his viewers. His guests. And in this particular case, Tu Baba was his guest. I mean, he invited him on that show. And like I said, Daddy Freeze, I know this is not going to be something that people would like. To be honest, you know me, I don't do what people like. I say things the way I see it. You don't have to agree with what I'm saying. But the thing is this, Daddy Freeze is very experienced in his career as a journalist, quote and unquote. If he was in a Western country, Daddy Freeze would get into trouble for allowing that show to continue. Yeah, at least, okay, don't let me say Western, let me say in the UK. At least I understand the laws in the UK. In United Kingdom, Daddy Freeze would be in trouble because he has a right, he has the obligation, not just a right, he has the obligation to safeguard his guest. And at that particular day, Two-Face is his guest. Okay? Yes, people, I know there's argument for and against saying, he should have ended the show. Yes, he should have ended the show. But he is an OAP. So that means he's got access. Even if he doesn't have Two-Face's, let's assume for talking sake, he doesn't have Two-Face direct line. He knows people that knows people that knows people that will reach out to Two-Face. Okay? So don't let us pretend that that's not real. He can't get hold of Two-Face. Now, he must have heard something. Something must have been said in private for Daddy Freeze to have jumped on that conversation. Now, we're not private to whatever. I mean, they are all celebrities. That's what they are. Daddy Freeze must have heard something in private for him to then come into, for him to have come public and then decide to do a show. Personally, I don't believe he just decided to own a ring light and just talk about Natasha and Two-Face just like that. I don't believe that. If it was just any blog, if it was just maybe blogs or, news outlet, I would say, okay, maybe they are speculating. But Daddy Freeze, if you go back and look at his history, all these guys, they were all frolicking together. They all hanged around each other at the time. So there's nothing like he doesn't know what was going on. But that's not even where we are going. Now, there was a guy that actually spoke on Daddy Freeze's show. That guy happens to be Two-Face's ex-manager, according to him. Now, there's something called confidentiality, and there's something called the law, the right to privacy. Now, if that manager was so worried, their ex-manager, if he was so worried about Two-Face the way he claimed, he also has a duty of care. And when I say duty of care, it means if he was that worried about whatever it said was going on, I'm going to play the video. If he was so worried about what was going on, coming to the media to scream or to talk about it, or coming to a platform to talk about it, that is a breach of his privacy, of Two-Face's privacy. I'm not saying he shouldn't come and discuss Two-Face. I'm not saying he can't talk about Two-Face. What I'm saying is, he was once a manager to Two-Face. And there's no way we can talk about this thing that will not talk about the lapses in legality around our so-called celebrities. There's a big gap in the entertainment industry. And that big gap is a gap of PR and lack of understanding of legality around right to privacy. Okay? Now, if he was so worried about his boss, I'm very sure there are protocols around it. I'm very sure he knows people to reach out to. He knows professionals to reach out to. To me, coming on Daddy Freeze's show that day and the guy saying what he was saying, I don't see that as duty of care. I see that as a breach of privacy. Because let's be honest, when you work with people, when you work with a client, Ayodeji, just calm down and listen to me first. Just calm down and listen to me. I don't do emotions. If you're used to my page, you will know me. I don't do emotions. I'm trying to have a balanced conversation here. Okay? So just calm down and listen to me. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't speak. What I'm saying is he wasn't speaking in the right platform. Now, I'm very sure as a manager to Two-Face, he has access to counseling facilities for Two-Face if he was so worried. He have access to medical facility if he was so worried. There are professionals. There are a lot of professionals around this celebrity, just like your pastors, just like we have professionals around them. Okay? You see, us weeping emotions, we don't deal with things. When you weep emotions, it is privy to Two-Face's private life. Now, obviously, he knows Two-Face at least from a close range compared to any one of us. Hey, Diaspora Diva. So, he knows Two-Face more than all of us. And I'm very sure, because he has a close range to Two-Face, there are a lot of things that these guys, they do in private. Whether you're Brady, I'm sure if you go and meet all those your pastors, their PA, their personal assistant, trust me, you don't want them to get the mic and start speaking about what they see. What you see in is different from what you see outside. They know these guys in and out. There's a particular one of your top men of God. I have a very, very close range relationship with him. Okay? I got to see him at different stages. Yes, I talk about pastors and all whatnot, but I will never talk about his private life. I'm so private to a lot of information about him. Even till date, I still know things about him and his immediate family. But it is not in my place to discuss that in the public domain. If I am so worried, there's protocols around what to do. Okay? Every employer, anybody that employs you has a right to privacy. I get it. People are saying he's his manager. He went on Daddy Freeze show so that he can get help for him. The question is, okay, what help has he gotten for him now? Let's agree that that's the argument. Let's agree that that's the reason why he went on Daddy Freeze show. What help has he gotten for him? The Two-Face, at least from the last time I checked the internet, from what I understand now, is nowhere to be found. So, what help has he really gotten for him? Instead, what he's gotten for him is gotten people to start making content and making money off his vulnerability. And that's just the hard truths that people will not have, that people are not willing to talk about. Now, for Two-Face, people are screaming karma. Oh, it is karma. Karma came first. The god of Annie Idibia, the god of Weti, the god of that one. There's no god that did anything to him. Okay? One thing we need to understand is, apart from the substance that the new wife, quote unquote, is abusing, okay? Two-Face, obviously, we know the entertainment industry. A lot does happen. And you see, Two-Face and Natasha's case is just opening us to the reality. It continues with that conversation of the day-to-day. Exactly, Diaspora Diva. This is opening us to the day-to-day reality of the prevalence of substance abuse in Nigeria. Okay, that lady Natasha, Two-Face's new wife, I mean Atubaba's new wife, if you look at her in a sane society, that lady has no business being around the ends making laws or being a lawmaker. She has no business being a face of her community. As a matter of fact, in a sane country, the truth about it is, in Nigeria, we instead of us looking at professionalism, we are driven by na my brother, na my sister, na my cousin, na my village man, na my village woman. That is what has brought the likes of Natasha. And let's be honest, look at your politicians. Wike is a very, very good example, the Minister of Federal Capital Territory. Go and look at Wike's picture of 5 years ago and look at the Wike today. We are in trouble as a nation, but we don't understand how much burden we are putting on our healthcare system. Natasha, if you see her, you don't need someone to tell you that this woman is in a different planet. You don't need someone to tell you that she's a user. Okay, Two-Face is obviously most likely a user himself. I don't know if he takes as much as Natasha, or if he takes the cocktails like Natasha. But if you work in substance abuse, or you've worked closely with someone who uses substance, one thing you know for a fact is there is no way someone that takes substance abuse or someone that is addicted, there is no way he or she will date someone that is clean. Except we want to lie to ourselves. If you have worked in substance abuse, or you have worked in addiction, not substance abuse, if you work in addiction, you know for a fact that there is no way someone who is addicted, who has an addict problems, there is no way that person will date someone who is clean. They met themselves. There is something that makes them common to each other. There is nobody that can tell me that Two-Face is not a user. That one I can say that clearly, because with the way that lady presents, Two-Face cannot tell me that he is not a user, and he cannot say, oh, I don't know, because the question is, how did he meet the lady in the first place? I remember her first video. The first video I saw of him and the woman. I remember her head was shaking, and I was like, there's always been that rumor that Two-Face takes okay, Ayodeji, okay, thank you, ma. There's that what's the name? There is that rumor that has been hovering around Two-Face that he takes substance. Nobody was sure what exactly he takes. I don't know. I mean, those who are close to him will probably know. But those who are, nobody, to the best of my knowledge, I am not aware. I don't know what he takes. But whatever he takes, people present differently when they take substance. Some people take substance and it makes them extremely calm. Exactly, Tokwe. Some people take substance and it makes them extremely calm. And some people take it. Hello, Ifani, how are you? And some people take substance and it makes them behave erratically. Okay? Now, I'm not trained in addiction, but the kind of job my kind of day job, or in my kind of profession, I have worked closely with people who have addiction, either their parents or their carers or their young people who have addictions. And I can tell you, you cannot date, you cannot just be dating someone with addiction and say you are clean. It's not possible. Is either you are the dealer for that person, because something must have attracted you. First and foremost, if you're not a user, where would you find someone who is addicted? That's a question that people are not asking. It's not just, see, what is going on with Two-Face is not just as simple as domestic abuse. There is a whole lot than domestic abuse. And the same thing too for Natasha, Mrs. Madam Honorable Natasha. There's a whole lot going on there. What is a substance abuse history? And you know, in Nigeria, I don't know, I've never practiced my profession in Nigeria, but I know for a fact, like over here in the UK where I practice, we have history. Somebody will not just, you don't just start taking substance abuse just like that. There is what we call the medical history or treatment history. How long, since when did she start taking substance abuse? Was there something significant that happened in her life that led to her taking substance abuse? The same too for Two-Face. Some people will say, he started taking it when he started singing. Really? That's not the case. Like the video I did when I talked about them some days ago, nobody can tell me that Two-Face, that his childhood was perfect. Nobody can tell me that. Two-Face is not broken yet and ready for recovery. When he crumbles financially to zero, in eye go clear. Olagbemi, I think we need to apply some empathy here. I think we need to apply, empathy is needed. You see, when you don't wear the shoes, it's very easy for us to sit at the other side of the fence and say things. When you don't wear the shoes, I can tell you for free, there is nobody that takes substance or that is addicted to substance or alcohol that chose that as a way of life. I can tell you that for free. Professionally, I can tell you that. I can tell you that for free. That one I can say it. And we need to apply empathy. We need to learn to give grace. That things happen in your own life and you were able to pick yourself back. You are lucky. Not everybody is that lucky. It's okay. See. I know, I get where you're coming from. He's a role model. He ought to do this. I don't know whether you're a male or female. Ola, let me be honest with you. It's easy to make judgment when you don't wear the shoes. In my line of profession, I've worked with people who are addicted. That's all they know to do. Some people take these things to deal with childhood trauma. Some people, they take this thing to deal with a trauma that has happened at some stage in their lives. Some, marriage breaks down and they never recover. Some, it could be parental abuse. Some, hello Wena. Some, it could just be something that happened in their lives. See, you never can tell. Everybody has different thresholds. Every human being on earth has different threshold. That you're not taking, that you're not getting your fingers on that or on addiction. Trust me, you are lucky. You have a good safety net. You have a good safety net. Not everybody is that lucky. Exactly, diaspora diva. People going, see, I don't know how to explain. See, substance abuse. Nobody takes substance abuse just for, I just want to do it for the fun of doing it. That's not true. You don't want to know people's, trust me, if only you are privy to people's private lives, we will learn to have grace. the kind of career I'm in, or my line of profession, I have learned to my career, my profession humbles me. You know, there are things that I look at in my life and I'm like, wow, you know, I didn't realize how strong it could have been me. You know, sometimes I look at, actually, I was looking, you know, I worked with someone about some few years ago. And you know, the person kind of have like something slightly similar with my own life journey. The only difference was me. Maybe, I don't know, I'm addicted to reading. I'm addicted to like research. But it could have been the other way around. There are some things that some people would, you know, we all have different thresholds. Let me just say that we all have different. Go and speak to people who work with people with addictions. Trust me, it's a different level entirely. You will be humbled by things that you would see. Most of these people, they are kids of the rich. Some of them, they are, you know, life has happened to people. It's okay for us to sit down and say, hey, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, he blah blah blah. Hey, you should be a role model, you should be a role model. Are we private to their lives? Are we private to their private lives? Do we know what happened in their childhood? Some people take these things to blank out trauma. Some people are addicted to painkillers. Some people, they are addicted to all sorts of stuff. And trust me, you might have the power to say, oh, I don't want to do this. Some of them, that's the only thing that gave them a smile. That's the only thing that gave them a smile. So I think we need to learn to apply grace when we're talking about things like this. I don't know anybody, even, do you know, some people are addicted to kerewa. It's not because they want to, but that is what gives them, that's what allows them to blank out trauma. I used to work in the service, okay? I used to work in a service. When you probably will know the service is not far away from you. I don't know if that service is still existing. I used to work in a service. We work with we call them the umbu ladies. You know, all these women, you know, that do this whatever, you know what I mean. I used to work with ladies of honor, or umbu lady, like some people will call them. And I remembered I was working in criminal justice. It was a female what's her name? Female convict. And this lady is addicted. Like, that's what she does as a profession. That's what, in short, like, I could not get my head around it. I worked with her. I was actually her, yeah, she was allocated to me anyway. I worked with her. And I tell you what, for years, she got into kerewa as early as when she was 12. And that is her own way of managing trauma. She said when she does it, it calms her down. And it's not one man, no, it's multiple. That's her way of dealing with trauma. And she does it without any emotions. Yeah, you can call in. You know, they do it without any emotions. Okay? They do it without any emotions attached to it. I was gutted. In short, that was my first time. You know, I've never had to work with ladies of honor. That project was necessary. I remember working on that project and I was like, what? Is this what happens? And that lady, in a day, she gets up to about 6-7 men. And there is no emotion. She doesn't have a boyfriend. She doesn't want a partner. To her, that's her own way of managing. People are addicted to all sorts of stuff. The Natasha that we are talking about, the Honorable Natasha, you don't know what happened in her childhood. You know, when we were talking about this case the last time, I said, these two people, there is something that's happened. Something snapped. some of us are lucky. A lot of us, I mean, I don't know, we're just lucky. Like sometimes when I look at myself, I'm like, the kind of thing I went through. Wallahi, if I had gone through, I don't even know, like how I did not end up in another level. Do you know, sometimes I sit and I'm like, how did I manage? Now ordinary I used to think say be total mechanic, but I mean, are you dey talk like this? Now ordinary I, this guy, pay attention to the kind of women he finds himself with. These women are these women, they are so possessive of him. Forget about whether in Pono sweet or in Pono no sweet. These women, they are so possessive of him. They want him all to themselves. What is it about him? What is it about him that makes these women so possessive? Look at Annie. Annie, I mean, from what Gistova wrote about her, Annie has a broken background. And I can tell you for free, anybody that still marries Annie, even if Annie meets the best of the best of the best of the men, Annie still needs to heal. Let's come to the case of Timi Dakolo and Bisola Dakolo. Remember, Timi Dakolo at some point called out Cresto. And I remember very well, you know, Cresto threatened them, nothing we don't do, rich do. But one thing that I like Timi Dakolo for, he said, if you remember very well, when that news broke that time, Timi Dakolo said, he said when he met his wife, he said she was so closed up that it was quite difficult. Their early stages of dating and marriage was very difficult because they were, of course, he said a lot without saying a lot. Most likely, there was therapy going on. Most likely, you know, of course, it looks like Timi Dakolo too is that kind of man. It's possible that, you know, when they marry, it was like, now wait till be this now. You understand? Obviously, he was able to, I don't know how they managed it, but she was then able to open up to her husband and say, this is what happened. And the man felt the need. I don't want to believe that it was just a case of they just married and Bisola just started telling Timi Dakolo. I can tell you that's not what happened. That one I can tell you that for free. Something was going on in their marriage. And Timi Dakolo was willing to fight for that marriage. They probably, I mean, obviously they're not going to tell us the nitty-gritty of it all. But Timi Dakolo said enough without saying a lot. He said enough for us to have a glimpse of what was going on in their marriage. Of what was going on. It's not, I don't want to believe Bisola just sat down and just said, Shena Bisola bin Abiola, whatever the name of the wife is. I don't want to think he just sat and said, sweetheart, baby, I've been on honeymoon, whatever he calls him, and said, you know, this is what happened. He blah, blah, blah. He blah, blah, blah. Nah, lie. Something, they've been through therapy. A lot has happened for Biola, whatever her name is, to have been able to open up. Because whatever it was either going to make or break their marriage. I remember there was a case of Jimmy Savile here in United Kingdom. One of the ladies that started, that was able to put her face to the whole scandal of Jimmy Savile, or the whole abuse of Jimmy Savile. I remember very well, the lady was high up in one of the top charities that supported children. She was, when I say high up, I mean she was high up. And she said she struggled with her, I think she had about 6 different marriages. She struggled. She's late now. She struggled. She said, as a matter of fact, when she had that child, because of the level of trauma that she went through, when she had a child, because of what had happened with the abuse she went through in the hands of Jimmy Savile, when she had a child, she literally took her child and gave her child up for adoption. It's very easy, when you don't wear a shoe, it's so easy to make judgments. You see, in the case of Tubaba and Natasha, in short, domestic abuse is the least of the things that is wrong with them. I'm not saying it's not there, but it's the least of the things that is wrong with them. Both of them, what I see is, both of them do not have good protective factors. Tubaba's mom, I see the brothers, they were writing, come home, we need you, he blah blah blah. If they are looking for their brother, they know where to go and look for their brother. If they really care to know, if they are so interested in finding their brother, they know where to find him. The same also with Natasha. Natasha's family too. If they are keen to know where Natasha is, they know where to find her. No be Nigeria, no be inside Nigeria, they told them they. No be inside Nigeria, they told them they. If they are looking for Natasha, they know where to find Natasha. Natasha no enter inside hole now. She no enter inside hole. She dey house. She's very, very much in Nigeria. Now it's come. Okay, look at what the manager said. Let's listen to the manager. Because me, I just feel people are just, I don't know. Me, I'm not convinced that they're there to help him.
I must get a hotel there. So I got down from the car. We started looking at different hotels. We just, me, the promoter, a couple of people just going to different hotels to just, we shared ourselves. Next thing I heard was, Kaka, come, police. I'm trying to process police. What business does police have to do with us? So I start running there. I see the bus, and I see the policemen were it was like they were having a raid. There were so many of them. I've never seen that before in London. I've never, in all my years coming to London.
Tosan, did you also witness this?
Yes, I was there. I was wearing a blue shirt. So apparently they were the riot police. I've never seen them in my life in the UK. They were almost 20.
How can you say you've never seen riot police in the UK?
And a detective vehicle that came to pick him up.
Kaka, wow. Okay, continue your story, Kaka.
Okay, so when they came, I just walked in because there was so much chaos everywhere. So I saw Natasha had an injury on her hand. I could even see her bone. Yeah, I could see her bone.
What part of her hand?
Here. I could see her bone.
You also saw the bone, Tosan?
Yeah, it was a cut in here. We called the ambulance. Kaka, shoot.
Yeah, now. We called the ambulance. So when we saw the police were attending to her, and she kept on saying, I injured myself. But they weren't hearing it. They just took Baba, first of all, and took him to one side. First. So apparently, first of all, the call they got now from the people that were staying there that saw what happened, and even the driver, they were having a scuffle about that money. So she was trying to say either she didn't like how he spoke to her. So she was like, "Man, you need to apologize." I don't know what she was saying, but Baba was just not hearing it. He just started listening to music. So I think she picked up a bottle, smashed it, and launched at him.
Wow.
I don't know whether he deflected the bottle or whatever, but whatever he did, the bottle ended up injuring her. He also injured Baba. I think he cut his hand too. But you know how the UK is. When the car was parked, there were so many eyes on the car. And too many black people were coming out from the car. That is already a red flag in the UK. It's a bus and black people are coming out of it. It's a red flag already. And where we were parked, we're not supposed to be parked for too long. Maybe 20 minutes max. And immediately the car was shaking. She jumped out of the car and started screaming, I need to call my mom, I need to call my mom, I need to come. And blood was gushing out. So whoever saw it called the cops and said there's a woman that is injured and running on the streets. So that's what alerted them. And you know, this incident happened a day after that Manchester thingy, that terrorist attack in Manchester. So you can imagine why the cops came like that. They thought it was another terror attack that happened in Manchester. So it was just a day after what happened in Manchester. So that was crazy. So we were just there. The next thing we had to do, we just had to tell Baba, don't say anything. Just say no comment, no comment. Don't say anything. We told Natasha, say you injured yourself. Don't say you had an argument, because the next thing they will term it as domestic violence. You know how the UK is, they'll protect the woman.
Haba.
Yeah. So that was it. And
You see the kind of narrative. You know how the UK is, they protect the women. They protect the woman. That's not true. That is far from the truth. Now, when they are talking about the riot police, it's correct that there was something that happened in Manchester. But the riot police are not the conventional police. They're not conventional police. There must have been a reason why the riot police were called. Exactly. You should have told the truth. Now you are lying, acting like a weirdo. Okay. You know, you should have told the police. The police obviously were called. There was a reason why the police were called. And the riot police are not just like the conventional police. So something had happened. And then you see that story. You see, we need to start educating ourselves. You see that statement of, in the UK, the system would only protect a woman. That is the greatest naivety. This is the height of misinformation in our community. That's the height of misinformation. And this is why our community, the black community, are seen as hard to reach. It is a big fat lie. When there is concerns, the victim is the one that is protected. It doesn't matter whether you're a male or a female. I can tell you that. This is the heart of my day-to-day job. Women are being protected, men are being protected. The victim of crime is being protected. It doesn't matter who you are. Bami, that's not entirely correct. It's not entirely correct. It's not entirely correct. Even when you talk about divorce, they will say, the law, the family law, it only favors the woman. That is a big fat lie. A friend of mine, an older friend of mine, reached out to me. He was going through divorce. And because in our community, there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of misinformation in our community. So this my older friend, he reached out to me. We were having a conversation. He now told me what was going on. And I said, what was it? This is it. So he told me, and I said, Egbon, this is how to go about this. I looked at the form he was filling. I said, okay, let me look at your form. We looked at the form. I mean, the first thing I remember him telling me was, Aburo ilu obirin lawai, wọ́n máa protect obirin. And I said, Egbon, that's not true. We looked at his paperwork. Looked at everything. The wife, I'm telling you, on the soil of United Kingdom, the wife paid him. The divorce went in his favor. And the wife paid him $250,000. I'm telling you, this is not they told me. When it comes to divorce, the person with the most asset, or the person with the highest earner, is the most vulnerable. And you see this thing with domestic abuse. That's why there's a lot of underreporting of domestic abuse in the black community. Because there's that thing of, it is the woman. The system, and you see even our women. I'm a woman myself. You hear our women will say, it is a woman's word. I'm going to show you Pepe. That's a big fat lie. It's a lot of misinformation. Please, let's learn to educate ourselves. Bami, I'm not going to argue with you because you are set in what you are in your views. I can tell you for free. These are my bread and butter. I can tell you for free that the Lord does not care whether you are male or female. And this misinformation is what leads our community to be resentful of support. The question is, what do you do when there is concern? How do you address that concern? Who do you go to? Most of the solicitors within our community, a lot of them are not even trained family lawyers. I have had a case where children were taken from social service. They were taken by social service. And the family lawyer, the African family lawyer that was supporting that was supposed to be representing that family, actually made their case worse. I can tell you that for free. I have seen cases. I've been to court several times. I can tell you that for free. I have seen cases. I used to work in domestic abuse. You don't want to see the things we see. The government, Folake, the government cannot come and educate you. The Asians, they don't go and meet the government to educate them. You need to start engaging. We are called hard to reach because we don't engage. You don't go to a country. All of us, we are here in the Western, most of us are in the Western country. My question is, how do you interact? What do most of us do? We go to our churches, we go to our moshalasis. The only time we interact with the host communities when we go to work. A lot of us, there are people who live here in United Kingdom. They don't even know how the laws work here in the UK. In Yatunko. During separation, and the lady has a custody of children, please, who pays child support? Okay. The question is, Bami, let me answer you. The question is, at the point of separation, okay, when you obviously you don't get separate suddenly. At the point of separation, what was the arrangement you and your partner, you and your ex-partner had about child custody? It's a question. What's the conversation that both of you had? A lot of time, you see, our people, we are victims of the law because we don't do things. A lot of our people, a lot of our blacks, even the divorce, when we are doing divorce, we don't do the comprehensive type of divorce. What we do is we only do like the first 2 stages of divorce. We don't talk about assets. We do a lot of back to front. This my older friend. When I sat him down, the lawyer that was representing him in London, I had to sit in there. I said, Egbon, this lawyer, it took him time to trust me. Because the lawyer was saying to him, that your house, you will need to sell it. The woman wants this, the woman wants that. And I'm like, Egbon, it doesn't work like that. Let's look at your asset. Let's look at your income. Let's look at your expenditures. He didn't believe me. He thought I was being difficult. I said, Egbon, leave me not broke here, now. This is a system. The system works for you and the woman. And when we started taking stock of their assets, we took stock of our own asset and his own asset and everything. The woman paid him. Bami, social workers are involved because the couples did not resolve, they did not make a decision. The government doesn't just step in suddenly. It doesn't work like that. I'm telling you, it's a field I work in. People separate. If you are separating and both of you are not able to reach an amicable decision, of course, the system, you have to go with whatever the system is doing. That's not the case for whites. I can tell you that for free. Àrìn papọ̀ àbí báwo ni sọ Yorùbá yẹn náà? Àrìn papọ̀ ló máa ń kóyà jọ ọmọ ejò. Our people, we are so filled. I go to churches, I go to mosques to speak to them on a professional level. And I can tell you for free, the depth of misinformation in our community, honestly, is on a different level. Listen to this guy. They said domestic abuse happened. He was telling to Baba, don't tell the police, this is what happened. Don't tell the police, this is what is happening. You know, say for UK, they will only support the woman. Says who? By who? When? How? It is not a woman's word. I can tell you that I'm a woman myself. It is not a woman. I can tell you for free. It is not a woman's word. When you don't know the system, when you refuse to interact with the host community, you refuse to interact with the system in which you find yourself, you will become vulnerable, just like any other person will. You are right, Bami. It's a case by case. But I can tell you, the person with the most assets is the one that is the most vulnerable. That one, I can tell you that for free. Let's continue.
And immediately that happened, it was just crazy. Now, the funniest thing about it is that Baba is innocent in this thing. 100% innocent.
No, son.
Yeah. Baba is innocent. He didn't do nothing. Baba is just a calm,
they even speak fake. They even speak fake for them on top.
Every time
he didn't do nothing.
I could, like I'm a mental health specialist. I work with communities. I work with families, and when we go there, we just detect every evidence of abuse. I could tell in his face. I saw somebody who has been reduced.
You are a mental health specialist, and you are advising someone that he should not disclose.
It's the only way we can just support, him by just coming out and just saying the truth. This is just all that happened.
Internet is the book go folly.
Yes. We'll go into more details, but it might just be too much. I think we should just manage what we say so we can protect him. What we're asking and just doing here is just saying the truth. What we saw.
So that is the crazy thing.
I hope you took her to the hospital. I hope she was taken to the hospital.
Oh, she was taken to the hospital. I cannot discuss what was detected in her
in the hospital. Yeah,
I can't discuss that. But we had to take her because of she needed to stitch her.
I called the ambulance, and when they came, the moment they came, they said we have to go to the hospital. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, these are the guys that were in the UK when the incident happened in the UK, okay? Of course, if she has an open wound that is dangerous, the ambulance, they have a duty of care. They have to care for her. They have to care for both of them. Now, you see this story of, I'm a mental health official, blah, 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 story. Me, I don't know. I don't know them, so I can't speak. But one thing you need to know, exactly, Hope Odusoya, Abio, mental health official, we say you no see police. That one another story entirely. Abi Bami, they say they no fit disclose, but they have said enough for us to guess what really happened. Okay, that one aside, hold on. Auntie Natasha happens to be, she was, look, this is her speech when she's I don't know whether she's still a acting honorable, but this now her speech.
Hey guys,
this is when she was normal.
My name is Honorable Natasha Osawaro, member representing Egro in the Edo State House of Assembly. I'm here to speak to you about a very important subject today. My dear young people, drugs has taken over our generation. The use and abuse of drugs has destroyed families. It has sent a lot of us down the drain. May God help us, because we think
you see, now this kind of investing, you see, now may God help you. What's it concern God, concern you, they use substance.
Dear young people, I really want to advise you forward the skill acquisition. Skills is something no one can ever take away from you. It's inbuilt. Tailoring, hairdressing, public speaking, bargaining.
Okay. This is somebody who is talking against substance abuse. She's talking about skills. You see how we have misplaced priority. When you put a square peg in a round hole, this is what we get. They say, Percy, you are trying to get people to address substance abuse concerns, and you are talking about skills. How does that address substance abuse education? Shouldn't it be a case that you are doing awareness? There is education around substance abuse. Now wetin she dey talk Folake, she dey talk about substance abuse. She come dey talk about skills. They talk about this. How does that educate them away from substance abuse? Precious, you say idleness leads to all substance. You want to hear the truth? Na person wey get money dey take substance. Okay, you can have jobs in Nigeria, in the United Kingdom. Most people wey dey take this thing, they are not idle. Forget about àwọn ọmọ baba, àwọn ọmọ ìjọba. We have people in high places who take these things. We have professionals. You see, substance don't send who you be. It doesn't have respect for your profession, for your societal class, your socio-economic class. He has no respect for you. She was looking normal here. She was actually looking normal here. If substance abuse is a concern in society, yes, we're not saying you can't do skills training, but that's not what addresses it. What should be addressing substance abuse is education. It's the government investing in educating our people. That's what they do here in the UK. They teach them all these things at school. The GPs, there is services. There are third sector organizations dedicated to this kind of education. Okay? Now, this is how when our wife dey sober. Brother Two-Face, Auntie Shan Georgie, that you would think she should know better because she too, she was once in these shoes. Hear wetin auntie dey talk.
In my opinion, one of the things that Two-Face is suffering, the bobo too fine. Any woman that comes around him, just wants to show herself to come him. He should not greet another person. He should not laugh with other people. If any woman just smile with him, that means the woman wants to snatch him. The kind of obsession that these women get themselves into when they are with this Two-Face guy, or more. If you are not seeing it, it's unfortunate. Because when you are with people that are that way, you cannot leave because you will leave. People will now be saying, this person.
Sorry, let's finish the videos. Sorry, the caller. Let's finish the videos before I take calls, please.
Komote. Those people are obsessed. Yes.
Okay. That is Auntie Shan George advice. Okay. Now, let's hear Tu Baba. This is today. Tu Baba is a shadow of himself, but this is him today.
This is getting out of hand. And this is a dangerous situation right now. I know what fans can do. I know what people can. I am perfectly okay. You understand what I'm saying? And this is putting Natasha at risk. It's not fair on anybody to do this kind of thing. It's not fair on anybody at all. So please, I need everybody to calm down. I need everybody to cease fire. We want to resolve all these issues. People will get issue for house. No big deal. But this is getting out of hand. Please, friends, family, everybody, cease fire. Please, I beg you. I beg you. I am perfectly fine. I did not pull that. Please. Please.
Sure, now they see Auntie Natasha for inside the. Look at the reflection of his glasses. Sure, you can see Auntie Natasha there. You see what Two-Face is displaying is not uncommon. You see what the reality is. Two-Face and Natasha, they are both users. Okay? They are both substance abuse users. What they need is not Two-Face fine, Two-Face no fine. It's not jokes. It's not people taking a swipe at them. What both of them need right now is people, is actually professionals. Like that manager, that was what I was saying at the beginning, where I said that manager, the manager is privy to their private lives. Of course, being employed by Two-Face gives him that privacy, gives him that privileged information about Two-Face's private life. Instead of him coming to Daddy Freeze's show to come and be speaking grammar, because to me, that's not a way of handling whatever the concerns were. Okay, yeah, you've come to Daddy Freeze show. How has that resolved the problem? What is needed is trying to steer both of them to get support professionally. That's what is needed. People can scream, he this, he na Otomokpo he use, na juju he use, he cook ogbono, whatever you like. Let him. You see the two of them, they're in a different planet entirely. They're in a different planet entirely from everybody. The two of them, they have something in common. What they have in common is what they are doing together. And of course, Two Baba right now, Two Baba they are both dependent on each other. Even if they go and remove Two Baba, the people who say they are going to go and remove him, even if you go and take Two Baba away from there, you cannot just go and take him away. He go turn cold turkey. It's not a case of even being with a woman or not being with a woman. The thing is this. Two Baba himself has an addiction. But is he admitting that he has an addiction? Natasha has an addiction. Is she admitting that she has an addiction? Look, in my day-to-day job, in my daily, in my career job or my professional job, so they say, you see, these things are not uncommon. Natasha, we don't know how long she's been taking. Has she ever been to rehab? Is there a treatment record for her? What was she like when she went to rehab? What was she like when she went to rehab? Did she engage? What was her usage? What was her treatment pattern like? Two Baba, has he ever been to rehab? Because remember, Annie, when he was with Annie, Gongo they saw for there as well. I mean, people are celebrating Annie now. Personally, I don't think Annie is all cleared. If you work in substance abuse, you go no say, they finish like that. She might have a controlled way of using it, but they finish like that. Don't let us lie to ourselves. It is, see, Folake, it's not even about talent now. Like I said, something led to this lifestyle or to this habit or addiction. And you see, his case might not just be at least the first stage is let him even engage with rehab. Then you can now start talking about okay, trauma, emotional recovery, mental health, orishirishi. But the first step is he needs to engage with rehab. And the same thing too with Natasha. There is it is not uncommon. There are people who take substance abuse that they become vow between themselves. It is not uncommon. Okay? Because remember, they have something in common. That thing in common is what they take. And I can tell you for free, you see the two of them, wallahi, they no go get savings. It's like you guys don't understand the cost of these things. They feel carry everything when they their house. If you know people with addiction, trust me, they go furnish their house. And everything in that house, they go begin they sell them just to get their hits. They no say, now you see something say, this television is expensive. They don't send you. Money no they reach them spend. These are people that they can spend. What's your money in Nigeria? They can spend 1 million without thinking twice. How much be laughing gas? How much be laughing gas? Laughing gas now, they say laughing gas now is 650,000. I be not be person wey head dey shake. If they take powder, the powder wey dey Nigeria na very clean one o. It's not even diluted like wetin we dey get for our street here for UK. Wetin they get for Nigeria na pure stuff. Even the joanna wey they take na pure level na they take. They no just come dey smoke am like that. They will come lace am with orishirishi. Abi no be Nigeria. When they drink whiskey, they go drink whiskey, they go pour cough syrup inside whiskey with energy drink. No be Nigeria. You want to hear the truth? Like I said, Nigeria is not ready. We are not ready for the burden of illness. The healthcare system is not ready for the burden of illness wey substance get for our wey go create for our country. I saw something on Senata Mekoko. She wrote something. She said substance abuse is now becoming a pandemic. It's now becoming. My older sister, she worked on a project with an international NGO in Nigeria. I think that was 2015, 2016. In short, she said the things where she see. And that was 2015, 2016. That was in Lagos. She said the stuff she saw, she was like, what? Do you know people actually fly in private jet to go to Brazil just to go and get a hit, and they come back that same day? Do you know that? I don't think you guys understand. And you're talking of this guy. Look at Two-Face. All these sunglasses wey they wear for this thing, for inside house. Does it look normal? Yes, it's calm. It could be that when he takes his stuff, it makes him calm. It's not everybody that takes it that becomes gidigbo. Natasha, if you be say when she take her thing, now that now energy go come, they go gidigbo. If it be, you don't want to know how people react when they are on that thing. They are in a different level entirely. This is not uncommon, and it is not just unique to Nigeria. Over here for UK, our government they breathe hard. NHS, make those with the NHS can't tell you wetin their eye they see so. Those wey dey handle budget for NHS, let them come and tell you how far. I been a social service now we won't talk. I been a policing now we won't talk. Let people come and tell you. Those of us that handle, let us come and be telling you how far. You don't want to be private to the amount we're using to manage the pandemic, and that is here in the UK. I'm very sure that's the same thing too in America. Oríṣiríṣi ìdè grand. Hey Bami, thank you. Oríṣiríṣi ó wà ńlẹ̀. And you see these people, when you are taking stuff, you don't care about anybody. They are too selfish to think of anyone. All they think about is, when am I getting the next one? When am I getting the next one? I'll be waiting and they wonder. You saw this one? If you make a mistake, give them money. Ologbeni, you are on your own. I know a particular person. I used to work with that person. The person was allocated to me some years ago. I'm talking of maybe almost 2 decades now. The parents left stuff for the person. When he reached the age where he supposed to get the thing out of trust, you know what he do? He carried the house when parents give him, plus the money. If you know Edinburgh where the house was in Stockbridge. He carried the house, carry and sell. The money where beside her parents, it took them ages to put together for her. This particular person, within 3 months, he clear out the money. And as I speak to you, that person they homeless. I still say yes. Which day? On Sunday, I was in Princess Street. I see him for Princess Street. Lie down. Now Omolowo. If you know, the parents left her with 6 figure physical cash minus asset. Physical cash of 6 figure. Now they live for them. This one will be said. They say. I sorted out the guardianship. I sorted it out. The power of attorney and everything. I sorted it out. I see the person for Princess Street. He did there. He lie down. Now homeless person I be. That is the power of addiction. That is what addiction is. A demon on its own. Whether it is drink, whether it is substance, it is honestly. You know when they say they are chasing their demon. You don't want to be trapped in that circle. If you see the house, anybody where I don't want to be descriptive of where the house is. If you know where the house there for Stockbridge in Edinburgh, now place where you won't stay. Now very expensive area. The babe carried the property gbanjo lungbanjo. Oluni gbanjo. When you hear Olun gbanjo, what he use the money to do? He used and take buy powder. House where be say na desirable. Now house where be say our parents they bought, they refurnished, they did everything. Desirable area na the house dey. In short, where the house location dey. Now location will be say omo, you know, and there's no mortgage. There was nothing on the house. He carry on olungbanjo to the powder. And because the person are adult and he has capacity, you know, if you tell him say make you no spend the money, omo bossy bank or empty or no bank. Within 2 months, clear out gbogbo owó tó wà no bank. She cleared it out. She didn't even stay at that one. Life insurance money where in parents collect and gbogbo. Ologbeni the babe, he clear everything out. Well, only full capacity. But back capacity only. And that's the thing in the Western world. Once you get capacity, nobody can stop you. What our parents said, the money where in parents save for years. She carry everything. Within 3 months, she clear everything out. When I walk up past of Princess, when I see her, I just shake my head. Omo lili, omo lono. And that's something people don't. two baba where everybody dey talk. You just need to understand. You see all this one where everybody, this one where they come out, there is nothing wrong, everything is kò sí kankan tó wrong pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ bó ṣe. Now una know say something dey wrong with am. As in dey so, you no know say anything dey worry am. And of course, the Mrs. Wifey, she be honourable people. They get money wey they give them every month, abi. You get money wey they give them. So on a good day, Edo State gan want to fund the lifestyle baby girlie. You see why I said our system, there are people that we shouldn't be putting in the system, but hey, we put square peg for Rando. If we can have the likes of a Wike, wey be your FCT chairman, if you look Wike, even the way the guy dey talk, you know say something is not right with him. But that is what we have chosen to put in the affairs of power. Look Natasha, she go dey talk, im head go dey shake. As im head dey shake, na so she go dey scratch. That tells you that tells you that she's cold turkey. That she's in the cold turkey stage. That's what that is telling you. She's in the cold turkey state. She dey scratch head. Now you see and say she dey scratch head, she no know. She can't wait to finish whatever she's doing and go take her hits. Exactly, Bami. Baba full capacity loni. Now they look and say, yes, we get it. You see domestic abuse. Domestic abuse is the list of the worries for two baba. And that's why I said two baba cries for help. Is he really looking for help? Because these two baba wey na dey look so, but see, the only person that can help them is their kinonporukwe, is themselves. You see the two of them, Mrs. Natasha àti two baba fúnra ara wọn. If una like, make una go carry them come from where una wan carry them put. If una like, make una go find them come out. You see the manager wey come dey speak grammar. I saw them, I see them, I shake it. That's why I said that the Freeze has a duty of care, which he didn't do. The manager, the ex-manager, okay, you come that the Freeze show can't talk. Okay, after you don't talk, what next? Now question, what next? What has happened? What solution has been provided? There's no solution. There is nothing next. Okay, you said what you want to say. After that, so if you remember that video where he come out, where Two-Face come out, begin to do on a good day, Two-Face doesn't talk anyhow. Go back and watch his videos. He's a very calm person. He doesn't talk anyhow. We get plenty of them like that too. I want to say yeye breti wa. Irú àwọn ọmọ Bona, irú àwọn Bona yẹn. That one too, another one on his own. Davido, you see say Davido, when did they do wedding? She na in wedding. I been na in cousin wedding. Ton fa kini jáde. Torí my daddy is coming, my daddy is coming. Ọmọ pé yẹn ọmọ olówó nìyẹn. Ó bá ti gbàgbá náà the stage kan. Bàbá ya kì mọ́lẹ̀ ayagbe lọ sí rehab. Burna Boy, you don't see how Burna Boy dey follow him mama dey talk. Look at them in their this thing. That one another level. Wizkid, in NTA, that one on a different level. Shasha Kelefe Soni. Which one of them no dey there? Abi, ṣé Tiwa Savage, ṣé bí yẹn ṣe múra, he no tell you say something no dey right. Dey plenty o. Yeye Breti àtàwọn newscaster, journalists, cash TVs and wo wọ́n pọ̀ yẹn. Your pastors dey dey on that table. No let anybody like give you. There is no saint. Your gospel musician, àwọn yẹn, e get one, eruku nìyẹn tiẹ̀. Eruku nìyẹn, eruku kò tiẹ̀ nìyẹn. When you dey hear eruku, as e dey comot for im ears, na so e dey comot for im nose.
Hello, Moto.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Aproko, how you doing now?
I'm fine. Good evening. Sorry, I had to cut early because I wanted us to hear the this thing.
Yeah. If you don't mind, if I chip in real quick.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. So this substance abuse, obviously, you're more knowledgeable than I am when it comes to this topic. So, unfortunately, this substance usage wise in Nigeria, I mean all over the world. Let me just focus my attention on Nigeria right now, since we're talking about these two individuals that live in Nigeria.
Yeah.
It is better not to even touch that substance at all. Once you touch it once, you get hooked on it. That's it. You destroy the person will destroy himself, destroy herself, and destroy people around him or her at the same time.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy not to even go near it at all.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, all these hip hop artists in Nigeria, they take it. They take it. All these celebrities, that's what they take. All these singers, all this, especially with the hip hop artists, that's what they take. They take it for inspiration, because that's where they get their inspiration from. Because with all these songs that they bring out all the time, something has to be in you for creativity. It's not something it's not something you can just you can't just manufacture a music out of the blue. So it is crazy. That is what I'm saying. We need to be very careful, especially with all these musicians. They need to be very, very careful, because you go on a deadly path if you are taking this substance. At the end, because
but it's not just musicians. It's not. You see, the thing is, it's not just celebrities are taking it.
I know. It's not. But what I'm saying, I'm just talking about the case of this. What is it called? Two-Face right now. People like him is not the only one taking this substance. Look at all these hip hop artists in Nigeria. That's what they take. Of course, that was what Mohbad took. That was what got him to where he never wanted to go in the first place. And unfortunately, Babatu is going down that path. If he doesn't save himself, he's just going to destroy himself.
Yeah.
Because you cannot have two addicted individuals living in the same house and you expect everything to go smoothly. It will not.
It's love. It's love. Do you not know what they call love? What love got to do with it? Why are you doing like this? It's love.
I know. Once a husband is taking it, then and the wife now joins in. Come on. They're going to sell anything sellable in their house.
You don't know how to fall in love. You don't know how to fall in love. They are in love with themselves.
They are in love with themselves.
Yes.
And we are talking about two drug addicts.
They are not.
Love.
They are lovers. They are Mr. Lover. Call me bombastic.
Mr. Lover man. They will fight themselves in the process. So.
No. It will increase their love.
This one no go be Aproko. This one go send them where they no one go.
It will spice it up.
TV.
See as Mohbad, as he spice up Mohbad and his wife, it will spice up their love.
You see how one come out, right? And only one remain.
No. Mohbad went on holiday. He went on holiday. He's coming back.
He go come back.
Yes, he's coming back.
He's coming back. Maybe in the later years, we go see him. I'm telling you. I mean, Two-Face case, and it's very pathetic. I don't know how he got himself into that. It was something that he had been taking all along. Look at all the women, the two women that we know so far. They were all in cahoots, taking these hard drugs. So that means Two-Face is an enabler.
Well, you can't call him an enabler. You see, you want to hear the truth. You see Two-Face.
Obviously, that Natasha is taking it. I know that for sure. I know she's taking it. But now she can't join Two-Face. Of course.
But the question is, where did they meet? You can't just meet her on the street now.
Only because they pardon now. And druggy come meet druggy. They call the drum like heavy.
But we're only saying heavy because of Natasha. Remember Annie too. Annie too do. She entered rehab. She
was doing it too. Yeah, she entered rehab. And people think say Annie's hands are washed. Annie is still taking this thing. She's still taking it. It may be on a low level, but she's taking it. Once you are an addict, it will take the grace of God for you to come out of it. It will take the grace of God. The good thing is for you not to even touch it at all. Once you touch that substance, you are done. It's just like alcohol. It's just like having somebody who's an alcoholic. How did they become alcoholic? It was something that he was taking from time and again, and it now become part and part of him, and he became alcoholic. And you think he's just going to wake up one day and he will be clean? Yeah, right.
But I think something happened. Like most times, from my own professional experience, when people get into addiction, they don't just go into addiction suddenly. Something happened that led to this.
Yeah,
and you see, the addiction is just a scratch on the surface.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes, exactly.
I remember, I've had extensive career working with people with addiction. Not necessarily, I'm not an expert in it, but I've worked closely.
I know.
But the thing is this, yes, when there's concerns, addiction is highlighted. But then over time, when you start working with these people, you realize that addiction is just the cover.
It's just a cover.
Behind it, there is mental health concerns. Behind it is maybe childhood trauma or trauma that has happened from one thing.
Their mental state, because there's a reason why they are doing it. There's something that they're trying to suppress.
Sorry, somebody is trying to call in. My brother, sorry. Let me try and pick somebody's call. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye.
This thing.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Yes, Aproko.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening. I want to make my own contribution concerning this issue of Tubaba.
Okay.
Even before I'm going to go back from Ajawo Estate.
Okay.
That was where Kenny's music was. I happened to teach filmmaking in Joy Avenue. Joy Avenue is where Kenny's. That was where he was living, and that was the studio, and that was where Two-Face stayed when he was under their label. Yes, that was where he said anybody that knows Lagos very well, that knows Ajawo Estate, Airport Road, we know that after Festac, 3rd Avenue, Ajawo Estate is the home of all the kind of drugs that you can imagine. So this, even when he wasn't married to Annie, all those time he was with all those ladies, pregnanting different ladies, he was on drugs. So this drug thing didn't start with Annie. Annie was a girlfriend that was coming to their house. She will come all the way with Okada from Festac and come see Tubaba. Annie never stayed with him. It was the day the contract ended. That was the day Tubaba left Ajawo Estate. Because all through he was with Kennis, he was in that house, but drugs was going on in that place. That is one. If you look at the Nigerian factor, the way this drug, you see this drug spreading everywhere, comes with students in film school. This thing, I was working with Pepsi Film, owned by Wale Adenuga, producer of Papa Jasco and Super Story. They had the film school, they had a television house, and they also have a production company, a film village, all in Ajawo Estate. So all these big names we are hearing in Nigerian celebrity star,
all of them had one thing or the other to do with Wale Adenuga in their professional life. So we that we are training, we were the ones training these students from film school to go out into the industry. So you see this drug thing. I was shocked when I saw my student the first time. I only know about marijuana, Igbo, but I don't know that there's any other thing again people take. Until the day, because our students, they mix up with these celebrities. When Wale Adenuga is doing their production, the production manager comes into the school to take students to act with them. So they go out and mix with these people. Then all of a sudden, we started noticing a pattern. All the students started taking something. You will just see this, a student will just be looking at you like a moron. Everybody started carrying plastic bottles. There is this Coke and Sprite that never finishes. There's always a small in the bottle. And I saw my student taking different things. Because we had film.
Wait, let me understand. You said there's Coke and Sprite that never finishes.
Yes, they put it in a bottle.
Okay.
Then the Coke, the students will carry that Coke. Then the Coke is always small. And all their tongue is always blue.
What kind of Coke is it? Na normal Coca-Cola, bina Coca-Cola.
Our normal Coca-Cola, but the drug is inside it. The drug, they will be carrying the bottle. The drug is inside that bottle. They put it, so it has turned to liquid. Then they will just put it in their mouth, sip it small and take it. So the Coke never finishes. Every student in this school was carrying this bottle. Everybody's tongue became blue.
Wow.
We were preparing for a production. I had a particular student that was a very shy student. But on the day of performance, because we normally have performance where we have the music student display, we have the film student do their film, we have the performance student coming out. And you see these people that normally don't talk quiet. And you see them on stage. Some of them will be jumping. Some of them will be the things you don't imagine. Then
the thing they ginger them. Long as short of it, the thing they ginger them.
Yes.
So can I ask a question? Sorry, can I ask a question? Because you said you used to lecture this this thing. So when you guys noticed the pattern, what did your industry do about it? Was there measures in place? I don't know. I'm asking.
That is where I'm going to. You see, the industry, the film industry in Nigeria, even to those producing, talking them out for the industry out there, there's a problem. And what do you mean? Problem?
Okay.
The people who run this industry don't care.
What do you mean they don't care?
They are not interested. Because I pointed it out to my director many times. Something is wrong with these students. How come all our students are having blue tongue? And she told me, when that's not your business. Like. So you see that this thing, instead of this thing to be going down, the thing will be growing up. Then
yeah, but I have a question. So you guys have a student. Okay, like I'm just trying to look at it from the UK setting. Okay.
The UK setting.
No. Hold on. I'm trying to drive at something.
Okay.
So I know, like in the college, yes, obviously people who come to college, they are adults, but there is also the angle of safeguarding, and there's also the angle of duty of care. So is it that there is duty of care, but it's not upheld, or is it that there's no duty of care?
There tends to be duty of care, but when it gets to something getting wrong, it is pushed to the police. But it is pushed to the police. We had issues of drug people pursuing students, and immediately the students stopped coming to school, and you complain because I was head of department, it falls on my table.
Okay.
But when I was head of department, there were a lot of things that went on. But at the end of the day, if I do my own investigation and carry the issue to the head of the school to say, this is what is happening, this is what is happening, she will say, and when police has gone into it, there's nothing we can do about it. But I thought that, why don't we do a program where these students will be educated? Then we need to let them know that this part they are going to will not work out for them. It's part of destruction.
Okay, I have a question. Sorry, I'm just curious. So, I know like the entertainment industry, they are under a ministry, isn't it? There's a minister for that.
Yeah.
So, is there no regulation around substance abuse? Obviously, they can't stop people from doing what they're doing, but
in Nigeria, the way it works, there is no regulation for substance abuse. Back then,
what do you mean? Because NAFDAC, is it NAFDAC or NDLE?
NAFDAC, the job of NAFDAC is to look at food.
No, but NDLE. What about I thought NDLE is there.
What NDLE does? NDLE is to arrest people who are the suppliers, not to arrest individual. NDLE will not.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm going to ask questions. Okay. So, you said NDLE is to arrest people, but do they not also have the duty of civil and community education of the communities?
For NDLE, they don't do that, because when they set up NDLE, in those days, police will arrest somebody holding marijuana in their pockets, or they catch you with cocaine. But NDLE was established during is it Babangida or one of them, when the Bamiyi brothers. So by the time during the time of the Bamiyis, I don't know, I could remember it was Babangida time that NDLE was established. One of the Bamiyi brother was the general in charge was the chairman, just like what Buba Mariwa is doing. So when Obasanjo, as at that time, NDLE was even arresting anybody when they found you with marijuana, any kind of drug, you will be arrested. When Obasanjo now came, Obasanjo now said, don't go after individuals, go after the suppliers. If you arrest the suppliers and they are prosecuted, the individuals will not get to sell.
But my question, sorry to interrupt, but my question is, yes, I get the whole idea that they arrest. But in order to manage the prevalence of supply, wouldn't the ideal thing? The ideal thing, isn't it, to educate the people? Because if you educate, that actually reduces prevalence. That addresses the concerns of prevalence of supply.
That was what they were doing during the time of Bami, during the time of military. But when Obasanjo came in, a lot of things was removed from their powers. So NDLE was not going to any place to tell people don't take. But NDLE have rehabilitation. If parents bring their child to say, my child is hooked onto drug, NDLE, they have medical doctors who are trained in that aspect to rehab the people. So they keep them in their facilities. But so go and arrest one person, no, NDLE does not do that.
So can I ask a question? Do we not have rehabilitation centers in Nigeria?
See, the rehabilitation centers that we have are attached to psychiatric hospitals.
Oh.
And a psychiatric hospital in Nigeria is only 6. One in Kano. When they built those psychiatric hospitals, they were built according to zones. You have one in Kano, you have one in Abeokuta, you have one in Benin, you have one in Calabar. Then the one in Port Harcourt was built by Rivers State government. That is the only state one. Then you have psychiatric departments in FMCs, Federal Medical Centers. So then you have private. The private are located in places like Abuja. So when you see people going for rehab in psychiatric hospitals, because I have a friend that is a psychiatric nurse that works in the one in Benin. So I've taken people there for treatment, but not for drugs, for normal thing. So they have a unit for rehab. It's like a kind of private thing. They have a unit. So it's not like something that is much that can take people. And years back, the federal government used to sponsor those federal psychiatric hospital for cheaper drugs. Like there's a subsidy on the drugs where the drugs were no longer the psychiatric drugs.
Where the medication, when you are saying medication.
Yeah, the medication, the medication were like the government was subsidizing it so that it could be cheap for people to be able to afford it. Some years during the time of Jonathan or so, they removed it. That subsidy was removed. So psychiatric treatment in Nigeria is expensive. The medications are expensive. When during the time of Jonathan, it was taken away. So you find out that in Nigeria, the system is the problem. Systems are not put in place. That's why you see that you accept the rich people. They are the ones that can take their children. The rich people will take them to private rehab. If you don't want to go private, if you're in the north, you have to take your person to Kano. Or you
they
take
said there's also one in Kaduna.
Yes, that one is the military one. Military has one. The federal government have one. Lagos have one.
So now where we will carry Two-Face go now?
Then Two-Face, if then for Benin, they should go to Selu.
So Two-Face and Natasha will carry them go to Selu.
Two-Face and Natasha. Natasha is a Benin girl. She's Igbenedi's granddaughter. That's why I'm wondering why is she answering Osawaru. Doesn't she have a father? That is her mother's father's name. So she could go to this thing. She can go to Selu. That is a federal facility. And she can make arrangement. She can be rehabilitated there. Or they go to private. You have private ones in Abuja. The military has one. So that's how the government, or they can go to Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt is private. The one they have that one is in Rumigbo. It's a very big River State psychiatric hospital. Or they go to Yaba. So those places are the places who have rehabilitation, or you go for private. And the private is expensive.
So what are your views? Because you say you're a lecturer with the film this thing. What are your views on the prevalence of substance abuse in Nigeria, particularly among these celebrities? What are your views?
The thing about the prevalence use of substance abuse amongst them, when these celebrities, they take it, they feel, we always say something, that talent is not enough. You need to sit in the classroom, because when it gets to a time, the talent goes away. That's where you need to say, I've been to school. But the problem we are having is that most of these people did not study music. That's why if you look at Seun Kuti, if you look at Seun Kuti, he studied music. He composes his music himself. He knows what he's doing. So he can be taking marijuana, but he will never misbehave, because if the talent goes, the school he went to. But most of these people, these are the way we used to call them in the movie industry is people we picked from the bus stop. These people are recruited from the bus stop.
But they say the thing, they ginger their swagger.
That is the reason why they need to take it, because when they pick them from bus stop, they feel they have talent. Then for you to remain relevant, you need to take this thing so that you always be up in your game. That's why you see all these girls, people like Iniedo and those group, they were filling their nose with the white powder.
So can I ask a question? Now, what did Tu Baba take where they sing Ibitoto Mechanic?
You see, before Tu Baba goes into the studio, to tell you the truth, you see all of them, all those things they sing, before they go into studio, their nose is already filled. So by the time they start singing whatever they are singing, the producer that is on the mixer cannot tell them, what are you saying?
But what if producer self they on a
producers don't go. The producers they cannot be in that state to do those things, because that music production, you need your brain to be cool. The musician, when they give them the song to sing, he may leave what they are saying. Producer, what they do is to produce beats. Producer will produce beats. Then we have a composer. Composer will now write. You now give it to the musician. That's why they will give them most of them cannot read music score. They didn't study music, they can't read music score. So when it's written, they will take it on the mic. Somebody that is already filled. The producer cannot say that is not what is written in the paper. This is what you have to say.
But wait, how producer self go produce song? Person say he be total mechanic.
No,
producer self release the music given.
No, producer they produce beats. Not the producer they write. Producer will just produce the beats. If producers produce the beats, somebody else will now put the song that will go with that beat. That's why if you hear their music, you now hear Ibris on the beat, is 2Y, is AY on the beat. Producer just do the beat. He doesn't write. He doesn't write the song. The producer will just do beats. The person that is doing composition will write those songs. He will write it in musical, what they call it, the music keys. Then with the word, they will now supposed to sing it. But this person that he wants to give it to maybe have his nose filled up. And mind you, the Nigerian music industry strives on the rhythm, not on the lyrics.
I noticed that because like I always say, I like Kiss Daniel, and Kiss Daniel has very good beats, but when you listen to the lyrics, it's something totally different.
Yes, the Nigerian music industry strives on the lyrics, on the beats, on the rhythm. It is not the lyric. They are not. People are not interested. It's that beat. That's why you find that if you look at Fela's songs are not the song you can just see. They just play. You just see. You need to be a philosopher, think deep, for you to understand their genre of music, because they produce the beat. And Fela is a composer because he studied music. So he is the one that writes everything. His music score, he is the one that does everything. But you see all these people outside, now give me beats. Then you sing anything. So it is the beats that we sell in Nigeria. It's what people dance to, the rhythm. Is what people dance to. People are not dancing on the lyrics, because if you want to, you say you want to look at Kiss Daniel and say Maraba, I come and bend down, I come and put it, come and say pum pum. Is that song?
Now my boyfriend, how you the rubbish like that, madam?
Is that song?
Now my boyfriend, how you rubbish like that?
I come and tell him to get up. Or is it a whiskey that say, hey, Caro, I open Caro, can you hear the rubbish? The one that say banana follow me, banana get up, this and that. It is the beat. We just dance to the rhythm. People just enjoy the rhythm, the way it's going. That's what is selling. That rhythm, that is it. That is what they are taking on, and that is why you see all of them. When they go back, they say Afrobeats. Yes, that sound that Fela created, that is what they are copying. That is the rhythm.
But madam, what's the way forward now?
You see, the federal government of Nigeria, I could remember back then when NDLA came the first time during the time of Babangida. That's why you see in Nigeria, Babangida's time as the president of Nigeria, head of state, was the best time. Because if Babangida did not use his hand to scatter everything, Babangida created systems that if he had allowed that June 12th to go with whatever, today we would have been stronger. Because when NDLA came out the first time, NDLA started with sensitizing people on drug abuse. Everywhere in Nigeria, you will see billboards. They will put a picture of somebody in chains.
That's true.
You see Kotsi, NDLA, with partners. They were going around, going to schools, going to every place. That time, if anybody is seen with even a wrap of marijuana, you are picked up. After that time, NDLA went to 3rd Avenue. They call 3rd Avenue in Festac, Cocaine Avenue in Lagos. NDLA went there, scattered a lot of things. NDLA entered Ajawo Estate, seized drug properties. Immediately, Obasanjo came in. He said, no, NDLA, don't be going to people's house. Go and catch the supplier. Go and burn their farms in the bush. Go and be looking for the people who bring it. Because if you are catching the people who are taking it, you are not solving the problem. A lot of things were removed from their power.
Wow.
Yeah. So the problem is, if they can go back again and start that sensitization, because as at that time, the program was so formulated that they go as far as primary schools to preach on drug abuse. They go to churches, they go to mosques, they go to everywhere where you can see the younger persons, younger people, to preach about drug abuse. But today, policy, when policy change in Nigeria, a lot of things go wrong. It's like you see the money, the resources and everything was put in when the federal government was stopping FGN. The resources that was put, the campaign, and we have, as at that time, the Ministry of Information was still doing their job. National orientation was forefront. Because Babangida's regime was the one that established national orientation. Today, orientation is dead. Nobody is hearing anything from them. No campaign, nothing.
We will carry Two-Face go NSPDD.
No, Two-Face, the case of Two-Face is that Two-Face has been in this thing, even in the days of Plantation Boys. If you look at Blackface, if you look at Face, can't you see Face eyes?
Yeah.
Have you seen Blackface eye one day? Does that one look okay? Even the time of Terry G, was Terry G looking okay?
Yeah.
That one respected himself. The first thing Terry G did, when he was already going crazy, he submitted himself for rehab. He himself came out to say, my best friend was the person supplying me, was my supplier.
Yeah, I remember that time. Yeah, that's true.
And he cut himself off from them. So Two-Face has been taking it, but the study is when you now meet an enabler, it now goes haywire. So what he needs, for me, I don't think Two-Face needs a woman now. He needs to get healed. He needs to go and fight his demons. Because Annie was also filling her nose with the powder. How can you stay with somebody that fills the nose with the powder? It will not go. He's coming out from that one. He met another woman. This woman's family has a history of drug use. They have an history of drug use in their family. So I wonder why people are surprised. Everybody knows that the uncle that was one-time governor uses
that's
drugs.
true. That's true. There was rumor around him.
I schooled in Benin now. So even the one of the uncles who used to be that's an half caste, who used to be one president one time, that one too. They feel nose.
So that means say Two-Face is jam
he where he's from. They from come from.
So Two-Face, Lord Okosha, Two-Face jam Agbako.
Yes, he jam Agbako because the woman you picked is a family that has it. It's a family that they have history of it, and that was how the uncle's kidney was closed. In those days, people didn't know. The uncle, they will use a helicopter and go up and be sniffing white powder. So Two-Face went, like I said, he doesn't need, for now, he was supposed to go. You are coming out, he was able to escape Annie. He was supposed to go treat himself, take a break, go somewhere, clear his head. He doesn't need a woman to be tagging along. Must he tag with a woman? And you want to even pick somebody, you go and pick somebody that has an history, that is coming out from a place where that thing is dominant in their house.
Wow.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Thanks so much. Ato. Ọ̀rọ̀ di ọ̀rọ̀ pèsè jẹ́ o ọ̀rọ̀ di two baba we don't know wetin dey grand, but one thing I know is It's not even domestic abuse is the least of his worries now. I'm not saying domestic abuse is probably not happening, but he needs to deal with his substance abuse. He needs to deal with his habit around substance abuse. And it's just a shame because, I mean, this guy rose. I mean, he rose high. He rose, and he makes good music. You know, forget about this thing. You know, forget about the total mechanic where he sing. He makes good music. You know, and people who know him say he's a very down to earth young man, very simple, down to earth. But hey, I guess he has to chase his demon. And it's just, I hope that he's able to catch himself on time before his demon chases him. Because it's not, right now he's the one chasing the demon. But I hope the demon doesn't chase him and win him. Because that would be very, very tricky. Oh, I thought they say he's down to earth. Like he's a very simple person. That's my understanding. They said he's a very, very simple person, very laid back. I mean, I saw him when he came to Glasgow. When he came to Glasgow in October, like I said, I mean, Enish didn't manage that program. They didn't manage that event properly. I saw him briefly, and you said what's happening to Two-Face? You know the social media, and they said now Two-Face now wetin be the name? He and Natasha, they said that they find them. There's been a lot of stuff around him. Me, I don't know. I no follow and stay. The story with me at the year be saying a very down to earth person, a very laid back person, because I saw him at the Natasha for Enish for Glasgow. And you know, for a celebrity, you know, they'll be very like, hey, who is this? That. They were very, very like relaxed. I mean, I've never seen him in a Nigerian environment, so I don't know. Like, maybe in Nigeria is a different person, but all of them saying that they are all very humble when they come abroad, because nobody send their papa for here. But I saw him; he was very down to earth, just chilling, doing his own thing. You know, himself and Natasha, they look cool together. But then I'm not privy to their private life. Now wait till I see. Now they talk. But in fairness, his friends and people around him, he just needs to be convinced. He's a cool guy, yeah. He just needs to be convinced. You know, they need to try like talk him. I believe he has manager. They should be able to talk him round. You know, talk him round. Oh, you're on YouTube only. Abraham Osigali, am I right? Welcome here. So, there's been hoo-ha about him, and there is concerns about his relationship with his current wife, Natasha, Honorable Natasha, and there's also concerns about their relationship, is the violence what they do for the Glasgows what they do for the inside their relationship, and of course substance abuse. You can't take that away from their relationship. And I think Kuti G's had a long list of what they do, blah blah blah, story. But the cocoa of the matter be say there's one common factor here. The common factor here is they are on. Definitely, substance abuse is common to him and Natasha, and the only way around it, it's not just about just talking out. It's the only way around it is for two of them to accept that there's a problem, and then engage with what's it called? And they are both meant to engage with support that is available to them. But the thing is, whether they engage is another story entirely. That's the biggie. Well, it's up to them to engage. Bami, thanks so much. Me, I guess they talk, they go. Anokuku, please let us like on YouTube. Please kindly increase the like button. 349 people watching, only 37 likes. Please let us kindly increase the likes. It improves the quality of the video. So hopefully Tu Baba would hopefully be able to sort himself out. But then, hey, at the end of the day, is his call to do that. We can't make him do what he doesn't want to do. But I hope he finds help. I hope he engages with help, not just finding help. His manager, that's their duty. They are meant to support him to find help. I mean, it's not about going on a TV show or whatever to go and be talking about whatever the concerns are. You know, make I drink water. Sammy Kuti, I go drink water, Jari. You could like me. Thank you, Jari. So hey, it is what it is. Let's keep watching. Let's see. I hope he finds help. In fairness, I really hope he finds help. I mean, they are both vulnerable. Substance abuse makes both of them very, very vulnerable, and I hope they find help. Genuinely, I hope they find help. That's that about it. The callers, thanks so much for putting a context to the conversation. I go see una tomorrow. In short, I get some topics where I want to. You get one of our brother for America. Tomorrow they can't talk about them. He go carry. He don't enter. They don't put him for inside Kalu. They put him for inside Kalu for 4 years. Will they come tomorrow? Come judge in matter. They don't agree they have problem. The two of them no agree say they get problem. The day they do is okay, I feel alright. You know, so now we they say, now we they talk say Natasha no be good choice. For Natasha too, is Two-Face a good choice? Both of them they are as bad as each other. We can't just blame one. They are both as bad as each other. Anything can happen. We'll wait and see. I hope they both engage with support, because that's what they need. They both need to engage with support and, you know, start managing whatever the concerns are. Anyway, thanks so much, everyone. Thanks everyone for the comments, the likes, the new subscribers. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. And I shall see you all tomorrow in the evening. I will see you all tomorrow. We get one of our brother for America. We don't go use head, go carry. You don't go use head, go carry gabbing. We'll come tomorrow, come judge in matter. But on this note, make I go sleep. And I don't want make I do show, make I begin the sleep. You know, go good. Make I find sleep, go sleep. To Baba, we feel you, we hear you, but nobody can help you. You need to help yourself. If you like, tell us make we fem pass fem. You need to help yourself. Nobody can help you more than you can help yourself. Thanks so much, everybody. Onirushe, Oniyoshe, Tele follow you. Thanks so much and have a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye.